Okay, we're back for the third video of evidence-based practice project. We are now down to here. So you've read and evaluated evidence. Now you're going to summarize your evidence, determine recommendations, and find methods of implement. One way you can summarize the evidence is by taking a sheet and just putting down what is the study about, who's the author, the title, the subjects, comparison. We have this form already created if you want to use it to analyze your literature, but you don't have to. Then you need to come up with recommendations. So decide on the issue, you developed a question, you found resources of evidence. Now you're ready to point out areas to improve practice. What you're going to do is create your PowerPoint and you're going to upload it to YouTube. YouTube is the only method accepted at the nurse residency program to be videoed and submitted for credit. Okay, so only YouTube. And then your video will be on the list to be presented at the nurse residency graduation. You'll get a list of everyone's presentations. You can watch as many as you want, and you're going to provide feedback. I want to tell you there are some topics to avoid. So these topics have been used over and over. So we've made it to where avoid these topics. So anything with staffing or including shift length or hours. So anything with telemetry, lead placement, for example, or EKG placement, where to put the EKG leads. ED border patients is off limits. So skin-to-skin contact in your OB or your NICU departments is off limits. Anything with I's and O's, intake and output. Anything related to therapy animals. Can't do a nurse residency project off that. It's been done already multiple times. Probiotics and C. diff. So probiotics, we're not going to do that. And mock codes. We're not going to do any kind of evidence-based practice for mock codes. Alarm fatigue. So don't do that one. And see your clinical education specialist for any additional items that could be on the list. But these are the ones for sure that you want to avoid. You also want to talk about implementation. So you can implement your project. That you do not have to implement it to graduate from the nurse residency. But if you do implement it, you could become an RN too. So you've done all this work. Why not implement it if it's really a worthwhile project? And then you can become, instead of an RN1, you become an RN2. It's awesome. So shared governance. Shared governance is part of change. So let's see if we can get this to work.
Shared governance? No, wait, what? I mean, we touched on it in school. We touched on it when you start as a new nurse at St. Luke's. But no, not until I had to completely Google the definition. We know that it helps allow nurses to be a part of decisions on their unit and their department and ultimately for patient safety and care.
Shared governance to me means that we have a big part of our patient care and everything that we do during our shifts and our workplace, and collaborating with other departments to make a difference for ourselves and for our patients.
I did not. It wasn't something that we really went into detail about in nursing school. They touched base on it, but then throughout the process of the new grad residency, it was really explained to us, and it's just important to know what's going on throughout the system in different areas.
I had heard a little bit about it. I had friends that worked at St. Luke's before I came here, and the best way that I can describe it would be it's just kind of our opportunity to have a voice in the care that we give. I would definitely say that nurses are on the front lines of patient care, and we spend a lot of time with our patients making sure they're comfortable and making sure they're having a good experience with us. And it's just a way for us to make sure that our practice is being heard, and any suggestions that we think could make patient care better and make their experience better, then we can pass that on to the individuals that we need to.
Okay, let's talk about system decision-making process. So you can actually go into your policies and procedures icon on Citrix and look for this under the system decision-making process or shared governance. So there is a process where if you think there needs to be a change in practice, you're going to go to your practice, you're going to make an S-bar of it, and you're going to take it to System Coordinating Council. And from there, it can be decide where it's going to go next. Or you could take it straight to your practice council, whichever one is most appropriate. Your clinical education specialist will help you. And then you have to decide, are there financial issues with this? Yes or no? So if there's not, you're going to go straight to your level of care practice council and discuss it, and then take it back to system coordinated council. But if there's a few more things to go through in order to get it done. But this is the decision-making process to see if we can implement your project.
The Emergency Department Aggression Rating Tool, the EDART, is now system-wide. It's in all of the St. Luke's Health System emergency departments. What we're real hopeful for is after we've seen de-escalated patients, improved charting on those type of aggressive patients, that it will be coming to a department near you soon. Hopefully Med-Surg will be able to find ease with documenting on some of their more aggressive patients, as well as mother-baby. We're really excited that it's going system-wide. Nurse residency program rocks.
She's funny. The other thing about EDART, it's now in the literature. They have now been published in the Journal of Emergency Nursing, which is amazing. So you can actually find this article, or I can send it to you if you'd like to read about it. But here's the title: Development and Implementation of an Urgent Documentation Aggression Rating Tool and Quality Improvement. So authors is Emily Campbell, who you just heard in that video, and then the other authors are listed as well. So it's pretty exciting that one of our nurse residency projects went into implementation. They implemented it, and it was published. That's amazing. If you have any other questions, you can ask your clinical education specialist. Good luck on creating your project.